This is your daily briefing and you're most welcome to it. Football London's Mark Wyatt has published what he obviously thinks is an apology. But the problem here is, and we'll let it go after today, but any information Wyatt had was fundamentally wrong, as the team fielded by Crystal Palace proved, unless of course they managed to sort of smuggle in half a dozen or more players that were up to their eyeballs with COVID. Football London, it's Reach PLC, which is, if you're not familiar, it's stable. Its portfolio of journalistic brilliance includes the OOR Daily Star, the Daily Express and the Mirror, all of whom are utterly unreliable as far as football and just about anything else is concerned. Football London has a great opportunity to take a stranglehold of the access that they have and really exploit it amongst, the way other blogs are set up and so forth. But they're really making a mess of it. I'm hearing, don't want to hear it. Just give us the facts. Report, be reporters. You're not good enough to be journalists. But at least young Mark is working for the right firm. That's the main thing. So where are we? Where are we with this whole sort of Antonio Conte thing? It feels like we're going in the right direction. We're in the main a cursed tribe, and the internet has only served to magnify the most undesirable noises. But there does come a time when one has to acknowledge a few patent truths. Once you remove all hysterical reactions and look at what Conte is actually up to, there are genuine reasons to be cheerful. Many of the useless players have been relegated to the bench or worse, and all players featuring in our starting 11s look to be physically and mentally much sharper. Is it any coincidence that Hugo Lloris looks like he's a man reborn? Belief in a skipper can do that, even to a World Cup winner. I know some will wish to debate what has happened to Harry Kane's form, and all I would suggest is take a look at our midfield. There was a moment yesterday in the first sort of 10-15 minutes or so of a game against Palace, and Palace was set up and they were literally playing 4-2-4, if you can believe that. Where was our midfield? Conte doesn't talk about building, which is so refreshing. All his language at Spurs revolves around dealing with the realities of his situation, making his managerial presence known, and I'm a big fan of the straight talking. I also like, as somebody commented on this channel yesterday, that when he's fielded questions about players, he finds a way of turning it into a positive in terms of what he's going to do in order to approach to kind of reconcile situations. He doesn't have a magic wand, but what he does have, it strikes me, is a wealth of experience and intelligence. Absolutely worth its weight in gold. I'm a simple man. I'm one that's watched us lose 3-0 to this shower last time out, and that really stung. And yesterday we won 3-0. Keep your belief, keep your faith. I am enjoying the evidence. Couple of indicators that Tottenham are doing well under Antonio. Spurs now have a positive goal difference in the Premier League. Antonio has registered 14 points for a possible 18 in the league since he was appointed head coach. It's all going in the right direction. The burning question, though, is will that Daniel Levy support him in the coming transfer markets?
I'll give you anything you ask for, as long as it's not something I don't want to give.
Couple of favourable mentions. I might get around to doing some more, but we've got Southampton away tomorrow, so I don't know. But I've got some very edited highlights, a little bit of in-depth on a couple of players here. Special mention for Lucas Moura. Had an absolute corker of a game. 2 assists in any Premier League game is worth a big thank you. And Spurs had been as dull as ditch water, and it was Lucas Moura who provided the welcome antidote. You're unlikely to see a better headed goal in your life. Technically superb and bubbling over with determination. You absolutely love to see it. The Brazilian's passing accuracy was 84%, which is an increase on the current mean average in all competitions, which is 81.3%. And I'll go on about fine margins when we talk about Emerson Royal. But these are really important, these little increments in the right direction. 2 successful dribbles and still some terrible decision making. 5 touches in the Palace penalty area. Give us more. Emerson Royal had been failing to impress me. And I appreciate Crystal Palace aren't going to be the toughest opponents we'll face this term. However, against Palace, we saw a distinct cause for optimism. The Brazilians' 88% passing accuracy was not only pleasing, but it featured 3 key passes, and we saw 3 accurate crosses and 5 interceptions. 44% success rate in duels won wasn't brilliant, but this is certainly a byproduct of his wing-back activities. For me, Royal has a long way to go, and as Antonio said in his post-match comments, there's plenty of room for development with the boy. At least we have a coach in situ now who might be able to exploit this. This business of them just nudging, just getting a little bit better, that to me gives me a sense of stability and gives me signs of encouragement. I don't like graphs that go like that. And if they're just nudging gently in the right direction, that's really pleasing. Couple of mentions here. Eric Dyer was a busy boy. Nobody saw more of the ball either side. 80 passes completed. Wing backs are working for Antonio, absolutely. Not perfect, but getting the job done. Emerson and Sergio both produced numerous chances yesterday, and that's where the creativity came that we had been missing up until that point, perhaps. Højbjerg quietly working away, coming for a bit of stick. I don't think any of it's fair. Made more attacking third passes than anybody else on the pitch for either team, and Oliver Skipp wasn't all that far behind him. Reggie's crossing improved enormously yesterday. 5 out of 7 attempts were successful, and Sonny added to the uptick in finding Tottenham players with crosses. 2 out of 3 corners were good. Next up, as I say, is Southampton away. I'll give you a tape on that tomorrow. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.